happy to record. There we go. Recording is on now.
All right, you can just send that to Anka, WeTransfer or somewhere, Google Drive. Thanks.
I will do.
Yeah, this is valuable. Chantal's going to give you a lot of extra tools and skills and things, bits and bobs you need, make your life a lot easier. Training is one thing, and it's what you take away with you that really counts. So do share that with her, and she'll send you the necessary information. How many emails have we got at the moment? I hope everyone's filled in that registration form. If you've missed it, please fill in the registration form. That is... There is no other way of us doing it. Okay, so if you're a VPM, you're in the right room. Good news, because this is the room of VPM, Vice President of Membership. You are the person that really grows the membership. That's what you'll hear about the responsibilities. I wonder, Chantal, do you want to do the introduction with everybody in the room? Maybe ask them what club, what level they're at. Maybe are they brand new, where they're at, just so we got an idea as we go through the training. Over to Chantal, Ashley.
Sure. Thank you so much, Lucinda, and good morning again, fellow VPMs. So if you wouldn't mind, please taking a moment to introduce yourselves. Before we do that, could I ask if you're able to turn on your camera? I know some of us may have connectivity issues, but if you are able to turn your camera on, please do so that we can see you and engage with you, and you can see and engage with each other. I'd like to start and go through the list, and we'll just ask that you introduce yourself, share what club you're from, and perhaps whether you are new to the role or you're a returning VPM, this is something you've done before, or maybe you've been a member of EXCO before, but this is your first time as VPM. So your name, your club, and the length of time you've been in this role. And I'm going to go in the order of the names that I see in the chat box. And
can we also say one thing they want to learn? Just one thing they want to learn.
Sure. One thing that you expect from the session, one thing you were hoping to learn today. And maybe we could kick it off with Bulelwa.
Good morning, Chantal and Lucinda and fellow VPMs. I was hoping I'll be the last one. My name is Bulelwa Ngobeni from the SARS Transformers Toastmasters Club. We got chartered 2 weeks ago. It's a new club. I'm new in the role. My expectation is to get the basics to put together good foundation for a VPM and future VPM. So I'm in grade R and I'm in foundation phase. I hope to get all the foundational material. Thank you.
Thank you, Bulelwa. Could we pass it over to Ishtal next?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ishtal. I'm from the Internal Audit Toastmaster Club. I was previously the secretary. I am now also filling the shoes for the VPM. My expectation of today's session is basically also to get the basics and literally to foster networks with everyone in the room as well. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ishtal. You've come to the right place. Up next is Lizzie Mativela. Could you please go ahead and introduce yourself?
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
My name is Lizzie Mativela. I'm a VPM in the Nedbank Devon Toastmaster Club. I'm quite new in the role and I'm hoping to get the basics on how to improve or even excel on my own.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lizzie. Kicking it over next to Ntombi.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Ntombi. My surname is Tamba. I'm from Midstream, ESCO. I'm new here. I'm a new member, and yeah, I'm willing to learn from this VPM. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ntombi. Ntombi, can I just clarify, are you a brand new member and taking on an EXCO role, or are you new to EXCO?
I'm a brand new member.
Okay, wonderful. You're in the right place, Ntombi. Passing
Thank
it over now to Wanda, please. Wanda Shingange.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Wanda Shingange, and I'm from the Kyalami Thrive Toastmasters, also newly chartered. And yeah, I'm here to learn how to be a better VPM and just grow the membership and reach the targets. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wanda. And Otilia Chitepo, over to you. Otilia, I'm not sure if you can hear me. You are on mute right now if you are speaking.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters. Unfortunately, I can't be on screen right now, but I am in the meeting and I'm really excited about the training and I look forward to learn a lot. This is my first time to be with you all and I'm looking forward to increase my skills and communication. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Otilia. And which club are you from, Otilia?
Okay, I'm from Dynamic Leaders Toastmasters group from Harare, Zimbabwe.
Wonderful. A home girl in the house. Thank you, Otilia. And then I can see that Rudo had some difficulty with the connection. So Rudo has typed in the chat and Rudo has shared that they're brand new to membership as well as to the role and joined, apologies, and joined the club. Lucinda, are you able to see the complete message? For some reason, it's cut off on my side.
Let me help you. As far as people are saying about the form, please try the form. I have put it through to my team. I think that the form, yeah, generally, but I have put something through, so I'll let you know if there was a problem. Please do keep trying. We also are taking a register in the room as well. I'm Rudo, brand new to membership as well as the role. I joined our organizations club, which is also new. I am in Harare, Zimbabwe, here to learn what the position entails. Thank you. Thank you, Rudo.
Thank you so much, Lucinda, and thank you, Rudo, and welcome to everyone. And I'll just go ahead and introduce myself quickly and then hand it back over to Lucinda to do the same and kick us off. My name, as you can all see, is Chantal Ashley. I've been a Toastmaster for a few years now, and I have served as VPM twice in two different clubs. I'm currently a member of Lavenier Toastmasters, which was the first Anglo-Francophone club in Southern Africa. I'm so excited that our Zimbabweans in the room, we have another Anglo-Francophone club now in Zimbabwe, in our part of the world. And of course, now that Mauritius has joined the district, we're in good company. So I'm excited to be with you all this morning and kicking it over to Lucinda.
Thank you very much to Chantal. Chantal will be working and giving feedback as we go through. So I'm Lucinda Harmon, past division director, distinguished Toastmaster, international speaker and coach. I have done many roles in Toastmasters. I'm currently VPM of 2 clubs as well as secretary of 2 clubs. So I do spend the time and I do the speaker to trainer. I head up the speaker to trainer training. That's if you want to become a trainer, that's down the track later on in time. So my passion is I'm a sales specialist by day. And sales is everything. It's my passion, where I feel. So it's something that this role has always been a role that for me is one where I love to impart the wisdom and help give you the skill and the confidence to go out and really create extraordinary clubs. And you will see as you go through, there's lots of training that happens, and you fit into the category basically of sales and marketing. That is your role. You are ready as we go through. You'll go through it. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Let's take you through it. Write notes. Please do interact. If you've got a burning question, put up your hand, put in the chat box. I'd rather we answer it than you stay back and you're worried about that particular thing. I'd rather we address it and we move on with you. We keep the energy flowing and all your questions will be answered. Critically, I want to take you into Club Central, show you how to load up new members, as well as what is the Distinguished Club program, but literally take you into that program and show you how it works. So that when you go to your club, you don't have to be all, flustered and you don't know where the membership forms are and everything's straight in front of you. So let's start with the actual process. And now for the life of sunshine, it's missing. Let's go find it. Too many files open. There you go. Right, in the VPM room. So what's critical is that we teach you some things you're going to see I might skip over because you are new to Toastmasters. And I just want to make this bigger. What's important is we teach you the roles and responsibilities. What is the Distinguished Club program? You will hear about the DCP. This is everything. This is like what we track on our accountables, our KPI, if you incorporate. And then something about the club leadership handbook. What's also important is your initiation or when your new members come in, the orientation for your new members is also very important. And we'll be addressing that. And we'll see what other time we do have with your questions and being able to make sure that you fit for your role and you've got everything that you need. So we're going to move straight on to roles and responsibilities of being Vice President of Membership. And your responsibility is to promote the club. Yes, the VPPR, the Vice President of Public Relations, is out there getting guests into the club, doing all that kind of work. But there are many times where the VPPR and the VPM's roles cross. Very important the two of you actually work together because that is where the magic happens. Everything's about teamwork when you're a club officer. It's all about working together. And you are the third most important person supposedly in ranking in your club as a VPM. You manage the process of bringing in guests. Now, the VPPR is attracting guests to say, hey, I want to come to your club. And then you all about managing that process of getting them to come to the actual meeting. Are they comfortable? If you're in face-to-face, you'll probably sit next to those new members and you will make them feel really at home and not feel like they're a stranger and in any funny, strange way. But you're the person that is almost like the concierge. I think is the word. I'm going to use a French word today. Chantal will tell me because I don't have too much of the French lingo on me. You are that person in the club. And then converting your guests into members. And that is very important. That is one thing that today I'm going to try and get to, is to start you on the road of understanding how easy it is and not being terribly scared. A lot of people are scared to ask people to become members, or they feel like it gets a bit sleazy if they track after people and they want to say, where's your membership? Pay your membership now. But I'm going to show you how easy it is. If you know the value of this incredible program, and you will see in time, in 6 months, you'll look back. Take a note to where you are today. 6 months' time, you're going to look back and you're going to know why you joined, and you're going to know why you're going to stay, and you're going to see your growth. And that is why converting guests to members is easy. It's all about what you can say, what Toastmasters has done for your life. The responsibility is recruit new members. Absolutely. I would also say bring back past members and keep your current members, keep them, make sure that they're getting value, that they're happy within the club and they're meeting their goals. So those three things, I would say, not only recruit new members, but bring back past members, which you not act now, and then also look after your current members, treat them beautifully, recognize them, celebrate them, and make sure that they're getting value and that they're meeting their goals. The other part is conduct membership building drives. Now, there are three things you'll hear about in your time, which you can write down. Smedley Award, we've just completed. The next one, at the moment, we are on actually a drive at the moment between the 20th of where we're now, October, and the 19th of November. There is a drive at the moment for an open house for new members, and there is an award for that currently. That's the District 74. We in Southern Africa. That is one of our initiatives. The next one will be Talk Up Toastmasters. That will be in February, March. And then you'll get Beat the Clock coming up, which will be just before we finish, which is now, and I'm trying to think what the months are. I can't think of the months now. Beat the Clock, I think, is May, June. If I'm not mistaken, is that the next fee? I think so. It's just before the end of the year. So Talk Up Toastmasters is the next one that you will know about in your club. I don't know if you'll find out about what we are doing as all established clubs, but you might hear of this open day initiative that's going on. It's all about adding 4 members. This, in the time of the year, is the more difficult. Yes, Chantal?
No, sorry, Lucinda, just when you have a pause, there's a member who wasn't on the list when we first started, and if you could just let Nzuzo introduce themselves when you have a gap.
Okay, we'll do. All right. Then, as I said, we are hearing about open days. And open days are ways of bringing in guests into your club and giving and making it a big, big thing. So this is where you really put it in. It's not just a normal meeting. This is when you do a big theme. You invite guest speakers. You make it really, really mouth-watering, enticing, like you've not seen. You put in your best, very best. You might use LinkedIn, wherever you are. You might use Facebook, but you do your absolute best to bring in new people into your club. Trying to find the thing. Sorry, let me just carry on first, roles and responsibilities. The next point is assist your guests. So you are the liaison in your club. So you answer emails, phone calls, and other inquiries from prospective members. Now, this is very important, as well as who is on Club Central, who is the name, does that person pick up their phone, do they answer emails, and do they answer WhatsApps? Very important that this is the face of the club. So you want somebody that is on top of things, somebody that's committed, and somebody that's a people person. You need to be a people person in this job, this particular position. And if you're not, it's really going to help you get out of your shell, build the confidence, and start understanding that relationships is everything, and building those really strong relationships inside your club. Really important that you follow up. There's nothing worse than you putting a finger out there saying, I want to see you about the Toastmasters, and nobody talks to you. No one gets back to you. I've still got clubs that I've asked internationally to go visit. I think it's 7, 8, 9 months later, still nothing. And there's nothing worse. And you're losing so many people because of this. So whether in your corporate, wherever you are, please, the most important thing, if you're going to be the face, you need to answer emails, phone calls, and other inquiries. You can have boundaries. We all have jobs. You can give certain hours and say, this is when I'm available. But you then need to be accountable to those hours that you are going to be there for your club members, new members. And then you distribute your guest packs via email, WhatsApp, or chat box. I don't know, Chantal, if you've got a guest pack that you're going to be sending them as an example. Awesome. You will see in a face-to-face meeting, you will have a pack. And in that pack, you will put on the table and give people, it's all about what Toastmasters is, what it can do for you, the value, benefits, all those wonderful things. And that is what you're going to get in your guest pack, which Chantal will share with you. You also get to process the membership applications. Now, this is where you either make or break. You need to collect and manage the paperwork in the application process. So the membership form for a new Toastmaster can sometimes be daunting and confusing. And what's important is that you are confident with that form and you can fill it in and even do a Zoom call. Because if you don't do that Zoom call, somebody might just think it's too much effort, too much work. We know that short attention span and people want to just click and play everything these days. People do not want to have hassles. If they find it's requiring too much stress, too much energy, they're going to move on. So it's really important. So you will keep a copy, or the secretary keeps a copy of every application. And then what you will do is, as I'm going to show you on that Club Central, how to add a new member. So you do not submit this to Toastmasters International, but if they so required and needed it, you could provide proof of that membership form. You submit the initial dues to the treasurer. So right in the beginning, it is your responsibility. Here's your relationship with your treasurer. You will submit your payments. collect the payments in the beginning, because you're the one closing the deal, whatever you want to call it. I call it put a ring on it these days, but you're the one that's actually bringing that member in and you walking that process through. And then arrange a vote and induction ceremony for any joining member. Now, this might be a bit official. This is way official. Arrange a vote doesn't happen too often anymore. But it used to, the club members could have a quorum and they could vote if they did or didn't want you as a member in their club. I'm not seeing it terribly often. I have seen it once, probably in the last year. Induction ceremony for any joining member to go through the Toastmasters, and I've forgotten what that word is. Chantal, what's that word you go through? That wonderful, your pledge, not pledge, to Toastmasters.
It is the member induction.
Okay. Anyway, there's a member induction, a formal one. We get that. You've got that. You go through it, and it gives the rules and what the club will do for the member, and the member in return, and their commitment to Toastmasters. Just to see if I've got more. Okay, we're going to stop here. The new member. Sorry, Chantal, I can't see people on my screen. Who's
no problem, Lucinda. That wasn't Zuzo. And Zuzo, I'm so sorry we didn't allow you to introduce yourself. Please, would you just say hello and let us know which club you're from and whether you're new to the role?
I hope you can see me.
Yes, I can.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I am Zuzo Mthembu. I'm from Durban, but I'm in the Open Society Toastmasters Club. I am still new. I've only survived my icebreaker and the first speech, but I have already been put on a role of a VPM. So I look forward to learning what the role entails so that I can fit properly onto my role. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Zuzo. Well done in your icebreaker. It's all the first that one takes part, and they're always special moments indeed. Chantal, is there anything you want to add to roles and responsibilities before we just go on to moments of truth?
Not at all, Lucinda. Just to note that, please, we will give you the opportunity to ask questions, and please do go ahead and type any thoughts and questions you have in the chat as Lucinda is presenting. But also please note that we will be sharing some examples of some of these things with you afterwards. And so if there's anything that you need and you're feeling a little lost, don't worry, we're here to support.
Thank you, Chantal. I've left this slide in just to go quickly over it. This is really late in your life. You will see that your club will hold moments of truth sessions, the club with the club officers, so you can learn, are you on track? And this is like almost checking your vital signs. What's important for you, just to go through it, I'm sure Chantal will add it to the pack, is first impressions. First impressions do count. And yes, there's always a chance for the second, but the first impression is very important, because somebody might never come back if they have. Get in is clicky, they don't feel welcome, they're just not getting it, they don't feel, they feel awkward. So what's really important, this is for face-to-face, greet and welcome members, guest book, naming and name tags. In a Zoom room, which we're still in Zoom, it's important that the VPM very, very strongly is writing in that private chat and publicly, even speaking to the guests, even afterwards taking the guests into a room and really going through the process of Toastmasters, welcoming them, keep on acknowledging them room, ask them to introduce themselves, all those beautiful things. That is the job of the VPM. It's no use that you start a meeting in a Toastmaster club and there are people in the room that are not acknowledged. Those people 10 to 1 will never return. So they are coming in, they're brand new, and it's important just to make them feel very, very welcome. Then the membership orientation, we've been through it, is the formal induction that you see when a Toastmaster starts their journey. The fellowship variety communication, that guests are greeted warmly and made to feel welcome. As I said before, very, very important. You're the one, the concierge, you're the one that makes people feel welcome. And then it's about membership strength. This will come under the DCP, Distinguished Club Program, that your club has 20 members or more, We will explain to you at the moment. If you chart it, you will all be sitting at 20. When a club drops down, we will explain that. Member retention is also keeping your membership, like I was saying. It's really important to keep your members paying and keep them engaged and keep them in your club. And recognizing new member sponsors. Those are people that actually pay for membership. I don't know how many of you are in corporate or you are in the community clubs, but it's more in the community clubs. You'll get people who sponsor particular members, and then the membership building program. Now you can see that came under, I think we've done already, that comes under the different initiatives by the district. It comes down to those 3 different membership drives that we spoke about, and then it comes down also to your open days. Any questions from anybody on that? I don't think we're going to have a break because we've got a very short session. So check the chat box.
Please, new Toastmasters, if you have any questions, this is the time to ask. You're in a safe space. You can hear that many of us in the room today are quite new. I can see there are no new messages. Oh, Rudo is asking, will you share an example of a complete form and what to look out for? Rudo, there will be an example of a form in the pack that we share. Also, will you also share the process from when I receive the form from the member and timeline? So yes, I believe Lucinda is going to take us through that now and take us to the platform online to see what it looks like. I see Bulelwa's hand raised. Go ahead, Bulelwa.
Thank you, Chantel. My question also is related to the form in terms of the calculation of membership. Is it also going to be discussed here where a potential member says, I'm joining in December, and how do I calculate the membership fees?
Okay, Lucinda, do you want to talk a little bit to the form and the process?
There's a pro rata, so you can basically work it out. If you're charging $45, you're looking at $7.5 per month. And you will have to look at the exchange rate, always add on a little bit because of bank charges. Very important. I know some clubs add on 70 or 80 Rand onto their fee. There are some clubs that charge more because face-to-face they've got to pay for venue, eats, whatever it is. So you've got to decide as a committee in your club, in front of your entire club, you've got to vote on that. What is that fee that you're going to be charging? Sometimes it also helps so that if you want to get members, you can knock some money off. You can get specials and say your joining fee's gone. So you always remember joining fee, new Toastmaster, $20, and then that's a once-off. And then you got $45 every 6 months. So that's $90 over a year. And then if somebody's joining before the renewal period, so our next renewal period will be the 1st of March. We've just finished a renewal period just behind us. And that is always the end of September. So you must just watch out, sorry, the end of September, end of March is the other renewal period. Really important to watch those renewal periods. And then if someone's joining, because that's often a time to give someone a test to get them in your club, is get them as a member just before a new renewal period. And then you know it's $7.5 for that additional month before that renewal sets in. Does that answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thanks. The other question, it's based on the membership building initiatives. Do you organize them separately from the normal Toastmasters meetings, or they can be part of Toastmasters meetings? And also tied to that question, how does the VPE and VPM role cross or align? Thank you.
I will be addressing that coming up with the VPM and VPE, because it's important for you to encourage your members to start the icebreaker, get them on. They must start. You must get them on, and then make sure they're getting value. And are they getting the educationals? Are they advancing? And that you address between the member and to the VPE. It's like the mentorship program. It's important to make sure that your new members have got mentors, but that you work with together with the immediate past president. You will not have immediate past president, so someone in your club is going to need to take on that mentorship extra role. We will be going through that. Let's just see how much of this answered in the next part. As far as events, I'm actually doing a workshop. I don't know. I'm waiting to see which one it is, but there is a sequence of successful clubs next Saturday, I think. Watch out for it. And that teaches you actually that I treat the meetings more like events these days. I have 2 corporate clubs that I co-charted, and in those clubs, it is events. We don't talk about meetings, we've changed it. So I think, you know, you can decide how you want to go about it. I do believe that you know, for me, every move you make is like your last. You need to put the best foot forward constantly. So you need to up it, keep it up. The more excitement, the more value you're bringing, the better the speakers that are coming in with whatever they're sharing in your particular club, and attracting people who want to be part of that energy, want to be part of that incredible learning environment and growing environment is where you see the magic happening in your club. Converting guests to members, we're going to touch on. I just want to check the time and make sure I need to get to those 2 areas for you at the end. Converting guests to members, value for the individual person. There's one thing I can promise you, 2 things that I actually wrote about in the week and I trained internationally on. If somebody's getting value and they're feeling valued, they're going to never, ever stop. If somebody is receiving value and feeling value, they will pay that membership and you don't even have to ask them. Because if I believe that being part of a club is valuable to me, and I'm growing and I'm around people that I want to be around, and I'm doing what I love to do, I'm going to keep on coming back. That is critical to remember as a VPM. Make sure your members are receiving value and are feeling valued, which will hit on more recognition. So what's in it for them? Why would they give up? They might be paying data to be on being online. Their time is precious. Once it's gone, it's gone. What is in it for them? Don't believe for 5 minutes that people are in Toastmasters just for the sake of being in Toastmasters. There has to be a reason why, and you need to find out what is their why. Why did they join, and why are they staying? And you've got to keep a finger on the pulse. I asked internationally this week in a group of advanced Toastmasters, I asked them how many of them in their club know what the goals are of their members. The best we got to was 25%. Please find out what the goals are and what is of value and importance to every single one of your members, and keep having those conversations. Identify the why and why they are here. There it is again. Align their why with the Toastmasters offering. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you the features and benefits form, which I think Chantal will give to you. We have that, and go through it and see that Toastmasters is actually perfect for anything and anybody. Actually, I can give you a reason why anyone would benefit from the Toastmasters program. Anything you give to me possibly, because it's what you learn is phenomenal, and how you can apply that into your life, real life transferable skills. So it's really important to align their own life goal to what Toastmasters can do. Help them when they select their pathways, making sure that their pathways, they're choosing that program, is action alignment with where they're going in their life. So everything you do in Toastmasters shouldn't be outside yourself like another load, another something to do. It should be part of your life. Every project you do, you should have your eye on the goal and be aiming for letting Toastmasters take you there quicker, in a better way, and really assisting you, supporting you and your confidence with your club to take you towards your goals. Really important, that fact as well. It shouldn't just be another thing. And we're not here to become professional Toastmasters. We're here to be better in our lives and our profession, and to be more successful because of what this program offers us. And share your why. It's very important to share your why and what it's done for you. Like I said earlier, is you'll build up material as you go on as what it does for you. That first icebreaker that we heard about earlier, taking on an office role, what does it mean to you? You're going to go out one day and suddenly you just realize that selling something is not that hard. And you're going to go, oh my word, I thought it'd be harder. Those are skills that I learned, and I learned the confidence. And ask open-ended questions. So when someone's in a meeting with you, don't say, did you enjoy the meeting? That's a yes and a no. Say, tell us about what you've learned today. You know, what was your biggest takeaway today? What would you love to see? Why did you come to the meeting today? So ask questions that you can get more information, because that is important in the process. Answer questions with a story that's relatable. It's no use somebody comes to me and they're in corporate environment, they're CEO of a company, and I answer a question about a teenager that had success with Toastmasters getting a date. Make sure that your stories are relatable, that they fit. You need to. Somebody wants to become a TEDx speaker, don't give them the story about someone who became a book writer. You know, give the story that's relatable, that fits, and match it accordingly. And ask them to join your club. This is the most simplest thing in the world. You know, so many people think, yeah, but they'll join if they want to. No. Tell them that you want them to join your club with integrity if you feel that match. So ask them to join your club. A lot of people just want you to ask. And a lot of people are too terrified to take that step. But if you say, you know what, we would love you to join our club, 10 to 1, you've got that membership, that member with you. And then it's important to keep that warm, to keep that true. And then inspire them to start their journey with a date in mind. There was the question that we got earlier. I always do call to action. It's always about a date. So I look forward to get your form in, to get you paid up, to get you signed up. I will say, I'm looking forward to, when do you think you're going to do that icebreaker? But they need to pay before they can do the icebreaker. I look forward to seeing you take that step in X, Y, Z, whatever it is. How about by next week at our next meeting, so that you actually put down a timeline, because if you leave it wafty, you're not going to get that person, whoopsie, you're not getting the person into your club. And very important, congratulate, acknowledge them for the decision to start their journey. Acknowledge. If you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you are, in your club, in your WhatsApp group, acknowledge them, put it out there, and they're going to feel super special. And that is also very important, recognition. Are there any questions about the converting guests to members at this stage?
Lucinda, there's nothing in the chat and I don't see any hands raised.
Right, so we're going to go on to new member orientation, which I know is a big, oopsie, I'm not going to do that. This is what Chantal will also send out. The membership pack comes into this. So it's the welcome letter sent to the new member. I would ask all of you, I don't know if you're in corporate, whether it's a community club, but do make some sort of letterhead, something that you work with, and that you can, this between you and the secretary, even the president, will actually do a welcome letter, send one out. Very important, this goes out at the start in the orientation process. The VPM encourages the new members to start their pathways journey. This is where the question about the VPE. When this person is joined, you take this member and you go to the VP with the member and introduce them. And you check in with them. Are they doing their roles? Are they taking part in roles in the club? Are they comfortable? Do they need a bit of confidence, a bit of support? Are they starting to speak? And this is what you're going to find out from the VP. This is a conversation you behind the scenes are going to be having the VP as well as the member. Remember, you are like the member's best friend. So that relationship is really important, that they can turn to you. If they've got a problem in the club, that they turn to you as the vice president of membership, that they will come to you and that you can hold things in confidence and you can support them. That's really, really vital. I see there was something in the chat there, Chantal.
No, Lucinda, that was just me connecting with Rudo. Rudo's having some connectivity issues.
Oh, okay. Induction ceremony, the Toastmasters promise. There's my word. Toastmasters promise was the word we were looking for. Well, anyways, let me just go through this quickly, where the promise is read and committed to. So it was the Toastmasters promise I was looking for. I'm sure Chantal will put it in the pack for you. The induction ceremony, very important. recognize your new members, give them a certificate, give them even a Toastmasters ribbon. Sometimes you get given the pin. I'd even suggest giving that pin. I've heard many stories of people given the Toastmasters pin and they've treasured that pin forever. And that moment of when they actually went up and they were inducted and introduced to their club. And remember, this is a self-paced program. Connect with a VPE for roles. There we go. There's your answer again. Because it's a self-paced program, the VPE normally should have a program tracker, and they will put every member on that, giving them roles, giving them speeches, and making sure that they're getting value and that they are part of the education process and they are learning and growing. And then in that is your mentorship program, like I spoke about before. If you're in a club that's newly chartered, you're not going to have an immediate past president who normally runs the mentor program, but the VPM, as VPM, you might need to take that initiative, all importantly. I see that there is a hand up, Chantal.
Yes, we had Bulelwa's hand raised, but Bulelwa seems to have lowered their hand. Bulelwa, would you like to still ask the question?
Yes, thank you, Chantel. My question is relating to the encouraging new members to start their pathways. We just chatted and we have 33 people who signed up. My question is now, in that case, as a VPM, do I need to have a one-on-one with each member? Or it's fair to have a generic email? Or I don't know, if you can just share experience of how would you deal with that situation?
So, Bulelwa, there are many different ways to deal with it, and I'm sure Lucinda will share some wisdom with you in just a moment. But it's perfectly acceptable for you to have a conversation with a group of people around organizing that first speech. And a couple of clubs have done a great event called a Battle of the Icebreakers, which is to get everybody to give their first speech all in one go in one event. And it's an opportunity for members who are looking for a project, who are further along in their pathways, to organize and put the event on. But Lucinda, would you like to go ahead and share?
Yeah, I mean, welcome to Estelle. I see she's popping in for a little bit. This is her initiative today, and Estelle's putting the registration link. I know people were battling with that link. Let us know if you're still battling to be able to register. What's really important in this is 33 members. It's quite tough for everyone to get a speech and everyone to get a role, but not everyone's going to be attending all the club meetings. It's important if there are at least 20 people at a meeting. It's really important that everybody is on their pathways. Everyone's that's good. They get a login, that they log in and they get onto the pathways, that they got a selected path. This you need 100%, not to 50%, 40% of people. Because if I'm not registered, I can't even get material. I'm not even excited about anything. I'm not going to stay. So I think getting people registered is the first step that you take. And you can even do a Zoom call. You might have a pathways coordinator in your division. But it's really important that you start with that. Are you going to send a generic email? Well, I would set up Zoom meetings away from your meetings, Zoom meeting, where you can actually take them through how to log in, how to do the assessment, get on the pathways, and then together with the VPE track how they want to go. It's very important to remember there are high achievers and there are people that might be more introvert, that might just want to sit back for a little bit. This is a self-paced program. Don't push people because it might push them away. So find out where they're at. And if you see that people are not partaking, they're not arriving, they're not coming to the meetings, that's a warning sign. Then a one-on-one phone call directly to them. Don't do that publicly. And find out what it is. I'm in 2 clubs and I'm watching all sorts of things happening. And I can, these days, read the signals and read the signs very quickly. I can see if there's a problem, somebody's having an issue, maybe it's the project, maybe it's bringing up things for them. It might be something in their lives that just needs somebody to hold their hand and help them, because we're all at different stages of our development and our growing and our life. This is important to remember in life. It will teach you a lot. Are there any other questions at this stage?
So Lucinda, I would just add to that. I see a thumbs up from Bulelwa. please, a conversation, as Lucinda has said, an actual conversation is always way better than an
Okay,
email.
so what we're going to do, I'm going to
anything
quickly
in
share one
person.
thing and then I want to go to the, sorry?
I'm saying an actual conversation is always way better than an email or anything that impersonal.
Yeah, yeah. We're getting, unfortunately, with the Zoom era, COVID, we've got used to very impersonal and it's not working very well. So let's just remember to be human. Always say that the most important way to sell anything in life is the human conversation. It's important to be human. Don't track, like I say, don't run after money. Don't talk about money, talk about value when you are talking to people, getting them to sign a membership. This is about value. Do you know that this is the most affordable, effective education program in the world? What can you buy for $45, 671 Rand as of today? I like to know in 6 months what you can spend 671. Maybe some coffees like Chantal is drinking will come if you buy 2 coffees a week or 3 in a month. That might well club that bill if 20 to 30 Rand a coffee. So just think about that. Is the value. Remember that word that I was telling you about. Let's go back to the PowerPoint for a bit. You might want to take a shot of this. I don't know if Chantal's going to share the entire pack with you. If you're in a corporate club, have a look through your membership building and retention ideas. Retention, retain your current members. Membership building, bringing in new membership. So make corporate clubs, community clubs, and then I've got to take this thing down here. So move this for myself out the way, and member retention. So take a screenshot of this here in front of you, but make Toastmasters an integral part of the corporate new hire orientation process. I wonder by show of hands, who here is corporate, who here is community, and who here is school, college? First, corporate clubs, put your hands up. Well, you've put your hand up already. I hope it's not for corporate because we're going to get confused now. I'd like to just know who in the mix today is corporate versus community versus college, university clubs. Chantal, can you get an idea for me? Call those out and see if people can do a hand up on those.
I know that we have at least one Nedbank, which is Lizzie, I believe. If you are a corporate club member, would you, I see in the group, in the chat, Ishtal has said that she's corporate. Any other corporate clubs in the chat?
Bulelwa corporate.
Bulelwa is corporate as well. So we have 3 corporate, Lucinda.
Okay, all right. So it's really important to remember there are 3 types of clubs: corporate, community, and then you get university, college. And it's all 3 work differently in many ways. There are some similarities, but it's really important to start getting an idea as a VPM together with your VPR, your marketing, your strategy, getting out your visibility, your messaging out there is who are you targeting, who are you speaking to? Because if you're gonna, you must remember the corporate is very, very different in the needs and the goals compared to a community club. And the vibe is often quite different as well. I'm way more corporate. I spend probably 90% of my life in the corporate world with corporate clubs that I'm actually running. So I spend my time there. So make Toastmasters an integral part of the corporate new hire orientation process. Put it in. Those guys in that early, when the people that are doing the inductions within their company, whatever they're called, it might be HR, it might be, I can't think all the different learning and development, but they wouldn't really, it's people at the early stage that are doing inductions. Just make sure that in that corporate, you've got Toastmasters in there. Present the Toastmasters program, hand out Toastmasters information at new hire orientation meetings. That is where I did a lot of my work. Place an ad on the company intranet, whatever they're using, Google Drive, whatever they're using, face-to-face. We had those video walls. We did advertising on those, and write an article for the company newsletter. Get in the mix, show people the value, talk about what your current members have gained, even in their corporate careers, through being a Toastmaster. In community clubs, contact your local chamber of commerce. I don't know how much that's relevant. I would say more the press. I would say more, in a community kind of thing. Get out to libraries, get to your local newspapers, get out to local radio stations. I don't know, Chamber of Commerce doesn't work in Southern Africa as much as I would believe it would have. and ask to be included in a list of non-profit organizations, community. There you go, advertise your neighborhood newsletter, leaflet, apartment condos, send press releases to local media of all special events, awards, and honors. And I see people doing this very effectively. And then member attention, do you conduct quality club meetings? Well, that will happen in that, what we showed you earlier. And I can't think what that thing is now. Chantal, what is that we're going to get? First impressions.
I'm not sure which one you mean, Lucinda.
That slide you're going to give out.
The membership building ideas, the first impressions.
Yeah, but first impressions. Anyway, I'll go look at it now. I'll give you it now. Do you send out press releases for local achievements? Do you know what members have missed meetings? Do you follow up with personal notes to them? So those are all your membership retention ideas. Just brief. It's just a way that we can help you through it. We're now going to move on to the
Lucinda. We do have a question in the chat from Bulelwa. She is asking, for corporate, what is the recommended membership ceiling and what does one do when a ceiling is reached and there is still interest?
Okay, just repeat that again.
What is the recommended membership ceiling? So if you have the fortunate problem of having way too many people interested in your club, what's the cutoff and what do you do when you reach it?
Sure. I know of clubs overseas that have 75 members. So yeah, they don't get as much opportunity, but they can go to other clubs to speak, to take part in roles. Yeah, I think, you know what, you do need always 20 members to have effective, good meetings and not burn people out. So there's normally a loss in membership, can be up to 40% each renewal. So I would never ever try and keep my membership at about 27 to 30 and not let it dip down lower than that. Making sure that almost every month, at least, you're adding in one new member, at least every month. Yes,
I would agree with that, Lucinda, and I would add, Bulelwa, there is a difference between a person just being a member and whether they're an engaged and active member. So you may find that in clubs where there are in excess of 25 members, there are still only a handful who participate and take on roles and take on speeches. So what you want is to make sure that everybody is engaged. And in a corporate, I do work with a corporate this year as area director, and they find it challenging from that perspective also, in terms of making sure that the people who join, if the company pays, are invested and are making the most of the investment that the organization is making. So the membership engagement piece is important with that, making sure that they are active and they are taking part, and also networking with other corporate clubs. And I'll share the links to the WhatsApp groups in the email I send with you afterwards so that you can check in with other VPMs in similar spaces.
Great. That's good, valuable information. Our Distinguished Club Program. So the education side of it is, if you look at the level, I will take you through it shortly on the actual dashboard. You get 4 level 1 awards achieved is 1 goal. Then 2 level 2 awards achieved, 1 goal. A second 2 more level 2 awards achieved, 1 goal. And 2 level 3s is 1 level 4, 5 or DTM. You can then get between that 3 different goals between level 4, 5 or a DTM. Actually, it's 2. So it's either a 4, a 5, or can be any of those 3, but you can get 2 goals. What's important as a VPM, you've got 2 goals here. You've got 4 new members, which is showing on the dashboard, and then 4 more new members. There sits 2 of your DCP Distinguished Club Program goals. So in your term, it's important for you to hit the mark of 8+ new members. Remember, I was saying it's important to keep new membership coming in because people get what they need, they move on, life changes, they get pregnant, something happens, they move jobs, they move cities, whatever it might be. Important to keep new membership coming in, and you should be in excess of 8 new members in your year. Then training, 4 club officers trained during each of the 2 training periods. So you've been given a little cot today, a club officer training, and we normally have 2 in the year. So you'll see it about July, August, and you'll see it about January, February. Those are the 2 times that we do it every 6 months. we do a training. And for the new club officer, the second is a more advanced one. So the time you come back in January, February next year, you'll see now it's problem solving, how to help you with the issues you found in the time that you've been a club officer. And then administration, on-time payment of payments dues accompanied by the names of 8 members, on-time submission of 1 club officer list. Now, it's important you stay verified or you lose access to the actual education program online or Club Central. So you have to, on time, every time there is your membership payments, your due date, you need to have at least 8 membership payments paid by due time. Please, corporates, do not wait, and then you end up where you've lost your access, and it's not a good idea to become where you're not verified. And then the club officer list as well, another goal, important. These are 2 goals. Please get the club officer list on time. It's due by the end of June, so I would say by the end of May is a good time to get that membership list in. The exco roles run from 1st July till the end of June. If you choose the yearly, annual, or every 6 months, they can rotate. Very important as well, when you do your membership payment, please make sure that 3 club officers, the 3 have got to be in the mix. President, secretary, and one of your VPs, which is VPM, VPE, or VPPR. If not, you are not going to get that goal. Make sure, just before I go to the dashboard, leadership handbook, I'm sure Chantal's going to share this with you. What I always do is it's a simple thing. I go Toastmasters Plus when you're Googling, and then you go Leadership Handbook version 2020. Please go through your roles, go through VPM in your Leadership Handbook. Also look at where you want to go next. So from here, you might want to become president, VP, whatever it might be. Start learning about the roles and look at that handbook. It's very important to know what's going on with it. The membership resources, TI, have a look at the resources. That will be on the Club Central. And then also the membership building ideas. Like I showed you now, that's the same thing as membership building ideas, but do have a look, Toastmasters Plus, and then Google these 3 things. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head on to Club Central, if there are no questions.
No new questions in the chat at this point. Please, if anyone would like to ask, go ahead and do so while Lucinda is navigating us across.
See, we're losing people.
It's Rudo, Lucinda. She keeps getting disconnected, but she manages to make it back.
Okay, let's go to Toastmasters International. Right, has everyone in the room got their login details? Has everyone got found your access to where you are as a club officer? You just check by hands going up.
We've got 2 hands raised. Nzuzo, is that a confirmation? Not a question.
I want to know if everyone's got their passwords and everyone knows how to get in. I'm going to share my screen now. Yeah, Nzuzo?
Hi, I just want to question something. I want clarity, actually. So if I'm correct, the role of the VPM is to be like the public relations officer, the marketer. I go out and advertise and find new members and then bring them to the club and get them, make sure that their membership flows very well in terms of getting them active and retaining them and so forth. Those 2, from getting them and keeping them, am I correct?
Okay, your VPPR, public relation person, is the one that's going to be out there visibly doing the work, taking photographs, making flyers, looking after social media. They more the person making those access points. They're the face. They're the one that makes the noise, celebrates, recognizes, acknowledges. They then, by the time the guest has been invited to the club, that's where you start taking over. But there is crossover in it. I would, as VPM, be the one writing the letters, keeping connection with those particular members all the way through. I think that's an important thing, but just be careful, work together with the VPPR. Find out what is the message you want to put out there. What is the theme of your club? Who is the niche club? Who's your member? So that you know that you are putting out together, not clashing. You've got to be in alignment. The entire club must be aligned. I can't say that I'm looking for graduates and my club is actually looking for entrepreneurs. So we've got to make sure we're aligned and that what the messages you're putting out there is exactly what the VPPR is putting out there and they're talking about in the club. Does it answer your questions? I want to head onto the dashboard.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So in the absence of a VPPR, then the VPM will have to take that role.
Not necessarily, not at all. You might have somebody that likes social media that wants to take up that role. So you just need to make sure that things are happening as well. So together you need to make sure. I've seen clubs completely bomb out on their PR this year. I'm actually going to show examples of it coming up. I think I'm doing something on Tuesday. I'm doing something effective messaging and the perfect pitch. It's really important if a VPPR is not working at all. I've seen the difference in a club where the guest numbers drop from normally 15 guests to 0 to 1 to 2 guests maximum. So somebody needs to take all these responsibilities. It's important you work as a team. It's no good you play in other people's sandwich. You need to work as one. And you need everybody doing their part and learning. This is an incredible skill to learn. People only realize the value of learning these skills, and being a club officer, you learn incredible. It's your first step in leadership. And it's definitely going to have impact in your life. But I would try and get to have a VPPR that's active. That person is quite important. Everyone's important in the mix. But when you start doing other people's roles, they're definitely not going to come back. And the other problem is, as soon as you're doing other people's roles, you're going to get burnt out. At 10 to 1, then you're just going to walk away and say, I don't want to do this anymore. So it's really important to try and get everyone's hands on. Chantal, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'll just add to that briefly, Lucinda. I was president of a club where the VPPR left. They left the club entirely, and we were without a VPPR. And as president, I started out trying to assist and take on those roles. So it's definitely something that you can rope other leadership members into. But just like Lucinda is saying, it's not something that has to be owned by one person. You are a team and there are other people. So one other solution is to see if there's anyone who would be interested in doing it as a kind of committee function where there's a group of people working on it. But other EXCO members who are your best friends, in terms of getting those new members through the door, it's your VPPR role. In terms of making sure that your members are happy and advancing, it's your VPE, because you're checking in with members on their why, but the VPE is supporting by making sure they keep taking steps forward in what they're doing, in getting those payments in and signed up, because your KPI as VPM is, do we have enough members and are our members staying? But the people who help you do that are your VPPR, your VPE, and your treasurer. So it's connecting with your treasurer at times to say
Chantal, we need to go to dashboards. We've got no time.
Sure.
I'm going to just say one thing. You can do as many roles you want to. You can have as many roles. But let's just carry on, because I see we are going to be shut down quite soon, and I don't want to miss what you need to find now. Right, here we go. Do you see that I've logged in? Welcome, Lucinda. I'm logged in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Leadership Central. Okay, I'm not in District Central. I'm not a district leader at this stage. I go to Club Central. This is where you will be going. All right, I've got 2 clubs that I am part of. So I'm going to choose 2 Rivers. I am on their system. All I want you to know is how to add membership. Now, if you look at this form, here you go. Is the applicant new to Toastmasters? No, dual, reinstated. That means they're a past member. Dual, meaning they already are a Toastmaster, they want to join your club. Put in their name, their last name, surname. So Chantal will do Ashley, and then she'll put in her email that Toastmasters knows. You need to put in your accurate email addresses linked to Toastmasters or your membership ID number. And they will pick it up immediately. And that is how you do that particular, if you want to add a member. If it's a new member, which you might find more right now where you are, this is the form now. You've done your membership form, and now you fill in all those particulars of your members form onto here, and that is where you add them in. Everything you've needed, and then you confirm and you submit. Then it will take you to the payment, and then you can do the payments from there. Is everybody happy with this particular form here?
No questions, Lucinda. Thumbs up from Wanda and Suzo, and it's really straightforward, VPMs.
All right. Submitted payment, sorry, is here. So you add your member, and then you submit your payment here. Submit your education awards if they make you on it. Normally it's the president, the secretary, and the VPE. But if you have to submit education awards and they give you the power to do so, this is where you do it. Your club roster, you will see. This is, and you can see Excel here. You can actually export your membership or print the membership. This is a wonderful way of having everyone's details. So it's actually as simple as that, just export Excel. Just go back here. Club office assignment is what your secretary will be busy with. Financials, achievements. I'm going to do it now. Distinguished performance report is coming up next. Club events, club demographics. Please have a look and become friends of this. Your club success plan, that is an exco together, you would have done, and your club content, meeting information. Please make sure it's somebody that will respond. They will answer emails. They will answer what they have to do. Whatever you need to do, please make sure it's somebody that will always respond. Do not use somebody who's not good with phones and somebody that doesn't like to be disturbed and doesn't like to talk to anyone. So make it a person that loves human conversation. Are there any chat there we're talking about now? Chantal?
Nothing. No, that was me responding to Nzuzo, but it is all good. Okay. No other questions.
All right. So you can do this two ways, either through Club Central, or you can gain access to this as I've done here through Club Central, or you can do it Toastmasters Dashboard 74. So you just Google in your phone Toastmasters Dashboard 74, and this will jump up. This is your club status here. Is my region, my district, my division, and my area. L1, L, and then 1.
Sure. Then over here is 32 members.
Sorry?
32 members. I'm just giving you some applause.
Okay, yeah, 32 members. If you're asking earlier about people talking, and trust me, we often don't even have 20 people attending meetings. So there's the answer to the question.
Yeah.
And this is a closed corporate. Closed, closed, closed. So there's a difference in a closed and open corporate. Closed, nobody from outside can come in to the meetings. Open corporate, it's open, meaning that they accept members that aren't even part of the company. So you get open and you will close corporate. This is a completely closed corporate. And their required is 20. Do you see the number 20? So they require 20 in order to fulfill, to become a distinguished club. So here is your goals. If you get one goal, well, it's not going to help you. You need to get 5 goals for distinguished, 7 for select, and 9 for presence distinguished. This is how you read the Distinguished Club Program. It's in 2 parts. Number 1, it's based on membership, and then it's based on goals. Okay? 2 things. I get lots of people when I was a division director saying, well, Lucinda, we've got the goals. No, you don't have the membership. We've got the membership, but we don't have the goals. So you've got to have both of these things. They work part together. When you go down the dashboard, remember what I showed you, we were talking about level 1 awards. You see the 4 here? When you knock off the 4, you're going to get 1 a tick, which means that you have achieved that goal. That's 1 goal. And remember, we spoke about 2 level 2s, another 2 level 2s, 2 level 3s, and then it was either a 4-5 DTM and a 4-5 DTM. And that would have given you this. New members, and this is what I said as a VPM, this is where it matters. 4 and 4 is a goal and a goal. This is your area where you are responsible in this area block. And then the club officers train June, August, see the 4. And the club officers train November, February, 4. Then they'll get one goal here ticked off. The fact you're paying your membership renewals on time, it is due on time. And time management is something we learn in Toastmasters. You need to pay on time, and your club officer list on time. Let's see about this goal, which is more related to your treasurer and your secretary. And then tick, you'll get a goal here as well. Is everybody comfortable with this?
And then, Lucinda, just to warn you, we are on past. I'm not sure if Uncle will close the rooms, but just a warning.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's enough for now. Are there any last questions? Anything you'd like to give us on how you found the training? Was it helpful for you? Yeah, we can finish when we are finished. So we can go on until we're finished. All good. Anything anyone like to ask or anything you'd like to give us feedback on the session? It was pretty fast.
We have a thank you in the chat from Dombi saying, thank you, Lucinda. This training was fruitful.
Thank you, Tombi, and to Chantal as well, and to all of you, your participation. Yes, Bulelwa.
Thank you, Lucinda and Chantal. One question I have in terms of that for new members, is it related to a percentage depending on how big your club is, then you add 4, or you just need to have 4 members irrespective of the size of your club?
It's 4 members, 4 and 4, 2 goals. Okay. It doesn't matter if I've got 80 members in my club or I've got 4 members in my club. The goal is going to be 4 and 4, which is 8 in total.
Okay, thank you. And thank you very much. It was good. It's very good.
Yeah, Chantal will send you the rest of the thing. Is there anything else anybody would like to share about the session, what you've learned? I'll take you to the last slide, if I can get you there. Anyone last thing? Is your brain fried? And that's us wishing you all the best in your role as VPM for the year ahead.
I'll just say again, please know that you are not alone. I know it can seem quite overwhelming. I've done a lot of roles, and this was probably the most taxing in terms of the amount of people I had to engage with all the time. And if I had known in that first part of my role of my year that I wasn't alone and I had people to lean on, it would really have helped. Because I didn't attend the first club officer training the first time I was VPM. So please know that you have a community to lean on.
Huge pleasure to everybody. You are not alone. We all have been day one. We've done it. We've been there. And it's important that we're imparting our wisdom. Nzuzo.
Hi, just a quick one. Thank you so much for such an informative session. A lot of information to process. Can we, did you say you're gonna email the presentation, or, okay, that will help. I think one needs to just take it slowly now and unpack it, but it's a lot. I think I understand now what I'm in for, because I had to jump in this role because of an absence of the role player. But thank you so much, Lucinda. Thank you also, Chantal.
My pleasure. Sometimes, you throw in the deep end, and it's the best thing that could have happened in your life. The thing is to have gratitude for it and to embrace all of it and learn everything you can about it, because in your personal life, it's going to have it's going to really teach you a lot. In your work, in your personal life, you're going to grow. You're going to look back and go, sure, at first, do I really want to do this? I don't want to do this. And you almost one of the days you want to give up. People don't give up. Just remember, don't give up. Leadership is important. And if I say yes, I need to finish off what I started. So remember that on your down days. Absolutely. That was Verity's speech. Yeah. All right.
To share a little member moment, Lucinda, to illustrate what you said, all of the things I learned in Zuzo when I had to fill in briefly as VPPR when it wasn't my role and I was really stressed, have actually served me well. I've just started a new job, and I was asked by the program manager whether I was able to support her with a skill. She was frustrated because she couldn't get something done. It was an advertisement for a role and a training we were holding. And she was really frustrated because she couldn't do it. And I looked at it and I realized this was something I now had experience doing. So I offered to help. And it was a really nice intro to being a supportive team member and really impressing the people in the team that I was working with, which I wouldn't have been able to do if I hadn't taken on that role. And I have shared the email with you all now. It's in your inbox right now. It is not the entire presentation. That is long and big, but it is all the relevant sections we discussed and highlighted, as well as the links to the WhatsApp groups.
Awesome. Thank you, Chantal. That's great. Already in your outbox. I hope you can give her a round of applause. Bulelwa, you have your hand up before we wrap. We've been told to wrap.
Yes, thank you, Lucinda. Just remembered that there was a mention of committees, and I read in one of the document and suggestion to have membership subcommittees and all that. Will you please share with us how that works and how do you make sure that the committees really, or how do you allocate the sub role, the sub activities to the committees? Thank you.
Sub activities. I'm not sure what that question means. The president runs the club and you can have someone work with you as VPM, shadow you, that wants to learn with you, like an assistant. Everyone can have. It doesn't mean because I'm VPM, I have to do all the work. I can be a VPM and there can be somebody that writes the emails. I can be VPM and there's somebody that sends out the membership packs. There's somebody that does the membership forms for me. And it's almost like in leadership, it's really important to get a team. Teams are really critical. Burnout is a reality. But further than that, the running of the club office, your team is your president. So the president is very much the person that is in charge. Is there anything you want to say, Chantal, before we wrap up?
Yes, just a quick one. In corporates, Bulelwa, which I think is what you may be asking in connection with, and I'm sure, Lucinda, you've experienced this. The corporate, for instance, that I work with, they do not follow the strict dictates in terms of what the EXCO members' roles are. So although they do comply with all of the Toastmasters guidelines, they run events kind of like a project because that's how they run their daily work. So even though the VPE is responsible for organizing meetings, there are different people who take on roles and slots, and it is at the discretion of the EXCO team to decide how they would like to organize that. But just know that you in that role will be the person who is answerable and accountable for those outcomes that are on the dashboard.
All right, is everybody happy? Fired up, ready, rocking and rolling, super excited. It's a good time to be alive, especially when you're foundation member and you've started charter the club. Now you need to keep up the momentum. So start building membership now. The trick tip I'm going to give you is membership dies. It gets a bit from now because people are tired. It's the end of the year, especially with COVID, being a lot of lockdowns, and you're going to get to Christmas time and people already are in corporate, especially. I can see them not making the meetings very often at the moment. Just keep them motivated, keep the fire warm, keep the relationships warm. Find out why they're not coming, support them. Maybe there are things you don't know what's going on in their life. Be there for them and carry over this time period. Because when people come back from this Christmas thing, we know what they've overspent. January, there's a monetary issue often into February, and then there's another renewal. So ready, please look at adding your members. Invite everyone, get every single member to invite a guest to attend every meeting. And you should be, as I said, adding at least one member a month. That's 12 members added into a year. And that is going to be the reason why you keep thriving and you keep, like Kyalami thrivers, keep thriving and keep up. And all our wishes for a great year as VPM. We will see you at the next training, which will be, as we said, in about January, February. We're running through the divisions and district level. And we will see you there. I think, Balewa, your hands up again.
Yes, Lucinda, I'm still troubled by the membership increase. We're struggling to keep up with the demand or for people to join in. Already, as I said, we have got 33 members in the pipeline, people who have shown interest, they are already more than 10. I don't know whether it's fair to be scared to accept those people or send them to other corporate, to sign up in another corporate club. I don't know. And also still encourage people to bring guests. Yes, we allow guests, but the ceiling issue, I'm still struggling to grapple with it, to say that how do we balance membership and
Okay,
the
I've seen
ability to support
clubs
them?
at 72. I've seen a club at 72 members, a corporate.
Okay.
Okay. 5 months later, there were none. None.
Oh, okay. So like get them coming.
Don't chase the number, remember? Don't chase the
Okay.
numbers. Chase the value.
Okay.
Be providing value, value, value.
Thank you.
Even the corporates who I'm at, they go to other clubs. They travel. I also chartered a club called Kalahari, the first in the Northern Cape in 30 years. And they travel. Man, they are nomads. They're everywhere. They go out and they speak and they take roles and they're advancing themselves. And they take all the training opportunities in the district, which abounds. So I think don't get concerned. The main thing to worry about as a VPN is you want to make sure that people are getting value and that you're keeping a core amount of people warm and together moving forward, at least 20 plus. Like Chantal says, sometimes in corporate, they're forced to be there. They don't want to be there. Been told it's on your KPI, you're going to do Toastmasters because the company's decided that they might have problems with confidence, they might have problems with presentation, or conflict, or whatever it might be, and they put them in the program. But they're coming screaming and they don't want to be there. And it's really important to remember that as a VPM in a corporate. And don't get bogged down by that number and start panicking now. Because yes, there is a cutoff. I'd say around 50 is where you maybe need to start looking at that second club. But first complete a cycle first, because you want to make sure that people are getting what they want and they're engaged and they want to be there. Because in corporate, it's nothing worse than you think you're at 72, you look around and there's naught. And I've seen it. I've seen it over and over, and that worries me more than your concern. I wouldn't be concerned. Okay. Please give value to your club. Corporate is different, completely different. Okay. You must remember that the corporate coming in, I'm a very corporate person. 1 hour and I want out. No 1.5, 2, 3, 5 hours in a meeting. Forget it. I don't have time. So when I do corporate, it's 1 hour flat. There are no toast. We take everything out. We gut it clear. And we come in dynamically, professionally. We run it in a clean operation. Toastmaster starts the meeting. It's a fast and efficient, impromptu. We call things differently. We call it according to that corporate. And we make it exciting, engaging. They're getting benefit in your career right now. A tip, an educational that helps where you know where they're at on presentation, on what's the other, visual aids, on engaging on Zoom, body language, reading body language, conflict resolution, negotiations, whatever it is, we're always adding value, 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 value. And we've watched all our graduates just fly because of it. They're growing. And that is what I want you to focus on, growth. And are they growing? Are they getting value? And you're going to carry on as a club. And then if you see after a cycle that it's costing you having so many members, then you can start talking about in a corporate environment, having 2 clubs in your corporate. All right, are we on? We're going to be shut down very soon. Thank you, Chantal, Ashley. Thank you to all of you for being here for a day. I hope you get out there, you're fired up, you're ready, you're roaring, exciting. It's my favorite role, this and the VPPR. So I love this role. I do it so many times. Yes, Bulelwa.
No, thank you very much. I'm super fired and excited. Thank you. Value, value, value. I've got it. Thank you. Goodbye, colleague.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a beautiful weekend. We'll see you soon. We'll see you online.
Thank you.
We'll see you around.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.